Obviously, I'm in a good space to work out. Got this beautiful backdrop here in Wyoming at my dear friend Kate's. As a part of our workout today, we've got 2 moderate weights. So for those of us who may be new into this stuff, I like to fill up some water bottles and use that as an easy household options. Of course, if you got some weights at home, grab those. Something moderate, not super heavy. And of course, you can add to it if you need to today. Our breakdown today is that we're going to be doing some warm-ups for about 5 to 10 minutes. After the warm-ups, we're going to do 1 set of cardio at the end of the warm-ups, at the end of halfway of our workout, and at the very end. And those are going to be mountain climbers for 30 seconds today. Beyond that, we're going to do a shorter pyramid section today. 1 minute, 45 seconds, 30 seconds, and 15 for our 4 movements. We're going to do that 5 times total. And then lastly, we're going to finish up working on our core today. We're going to do Tabata, and we're going to do 3 sets of Tabata, and we're going to circle through 4 different movements that will be done on each side. So that's enough of me talking. Let's go ahead and get the workout going from here. What I'm going to have us do is start with our feet a little bit wide today. So take your feet much wider than your shoulders. I want you to practice hinging back, so sitting back and pushing your hips behind you to one side. And then as you come up, I want you to do a little bit of reach up into the air. Then we'll bring the hands back in. We'll sit to the opposite side. As you come up, once again, that nice extension and reach at the top. So I'll give you guys some various angles as we work through this. The first one is really to key pushing your butt backwards, putting the weight on the heels. And as we come up, we get that nice extension, something to open through the shoulders and open through the chest. Okay. Inhale as you come down. We'll go a nice exhale and we'll reach back up. Let's do 2 more. Inhale down, push through that back of foot to raise up. And your final one, inhale, bringing it down. Exhale, coming up nice and tall. Love it. Our second warm-up movement is going to replicate a movement that we're going to have as a part of our pyramid of power today. So we're going to do a single leg deadlift. We're going to work on our balance. We're going to have one leg lift behind us and the top of the body tilt forward. We'll come back up and we'll switch the legs at the top. So once again, one leg extends, top of the body folds. Knees are not really doing much bending. There can be a small bend in the knee, but it's more about hinging from our hip, kind of folding at the hip line and waking up that balance. So I talk often about how our balance can improve by focusing our eyes on a still point. So for me, I'm kind of looking almost 45 degrees downward. And then I can tighten my core, tighten my belly up, and both of those are really going to help that balance improve. So let's go 1 more on each side. Last 2, single leg deadlift, leaning in. As you come up, you're nice and tall. And our final one. All right. Third warm-up movement is room to step backwards and doing our turn. This is our greatest stretch into the world. We're going to make sure we got plenty of space to step behind us to start. I've got my feet together. I'm going to take a big step back with my left foot, and I'm going to put my left hand to the floor. My right hand is going to open up, and I'm going to look to my right side. I'm going to bring the hand down. I'm going to push through that heel in front to stand up tall. And then let's switch it. Your right foot stepping back, right hand to the floor, twisting to the left, bringing the hand down and standing up tall. And so take your time. I want there to be an opportunity at the bottom to hold the stretch, then standing nice and strong through that foot in front. Big step back, open, hold it for a few seconds. Hand down and up, and we'll do our final 2 of these. Big step back, open it up, hold it, bring it down, bring it up, and final one. Rotate open, come back down, and nice and tall. All right, now the last of our warm-up movements we're going to do down onto the floor. So I'm going to bring us down to a hands and knees position. We want the hands to be located right under the shoulders. We want the knees to be right under the hips. This is our bird dog position. An opposite hand and foot are going to lift up together. We're going to hold it for a second or 2. Then we're going to gently bring them back down and give me the opposite side next here. Extend out, reaching, kicking, and now back under. So this is a movement that is geared towards waking up the back side of our body. So let's think about how your shoulder and your butt and your back muscles are all kind of working together to create the hold as well as the lift. All right, let's go 2 more, last 2, then we're gonna officially call ourselves good and warm here. And our final one. All right, bring it down. Now, as we finish up our warm-ups, we're gonna do our 30 seconds of cardio right here. This is 30 seconds of a mountain climber. So we're gonna be facing the floor, hands underneath our shoulders. I want you to lift up, and we're gonna bring the knees in towards the chest. We're gonna start our 30 in 2, in 1. Go ahead and get started with me here. You're pulling those knees in. You're trying to make sure that your butt is not too high, but keeping more of a straight line. And then if you want, you can pick up pace. You can start bringing those knees in a little quicker. Steady breathing, you're halfway there. We got 15 seconds. All right, last little bit here, folks. We'll go finished up in 3, in 2. Bend your knees, rest, recover. You are officially warm. Now from here, I'm gonna go over your 4 movements that we're doing for our pyramid of power. If you need some water, now's a great time for that. I'll have my quick sip of water. Now, for our 4 movements, we're gonna be using those 2 moderate weights for all of them. Go ahead and stand up, practice with me for a quick second here. We'll go over our movements and then we'll put them into action. So, weights are gonna be right in front of your shoulders as we start. I'm gonna keep my elbows a little lifted. I'm gonna get into a good front squat, coming down and then pressing up through those heels. So I'm always feeling those heels as I go down and up through this. Our second movement, the weights stay down in front. It's a single leg deadlift. Then at the bottom, we're gonna do a fly. So we're gonna lower down into that deadlift. We're gonna hold it. I'm gonna take my arms apart, lifting them high, releasing them down, coming back up, and then switching our sides. So extend that leg out, open the arms wide, come back down with the weights, and stand. Our third movement, 30 seconds in length for this one, is a curtsy and a bicep curl. I'm gonna still have those weights at my sides. I'm gonna do a curtsy, which is stepping back into one side. As I stand up, I do a little bicep curl and I switch, bringing the weights down, stepping back into the opposite side, and then that curl at the top. The final movement, 15 seconds in time. We're gonna have those weights right underneath the shoulders, feet a little wide for a good plank. We're gonna do a renegade row on each side. Your option on this one is to have the knees to the floor, and you could do that as a more manageable option. Now we have 5 rounds of this going on. It's gonna be about 2.5 minutes per round, maybe 3 minutes with our 10-second break between each. Hopefully that's clear. First round is a good opportunity to learn. We've got a lot of rounds coming up here, so take your time in that beginning. And of course, if you need as an option, you could do this stuff without weights as well. So if you get a little bit exhausted, put the weights down and you can get moving with us. Now, we're gonna start out, our first movement is 1 minute in time. We'll have 10 seconds break between that, and then we'll work our way down through those 4 movements. We'll do that 5 times. We're gonna get started in 10 seconds. First up is our front squat. So those weights in front of the shoulders, feet shoulder width apart. We start in 3, in 2, in 1. I'm gonna sit back, sitting my hips down onto the heels. As I come back up, I'm nice and tall. I'm gonna inhale as I come down, exhale as I come back up. And once again at the top of this, you can do a little bit of a butt squeeze. You're really just focused on where we're trying to build strength, which is the legs, the glutes, our hamstrings, our quads. We're gonna breathe in, coming down. We're gonna breathe out, coming up. So fine tune your move. If you want, as an option, you can start going lower. You can practice better depth. We can open more hips by doing that. We've got a little over 10 seconds left. We'll have a 10-second break, and then we go single leg deadlifts with the flies. All right, finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. 10 seconds, our next movement is that single leg deadlift, fly, and switching at the top. We start in 3, in 2, in 1. Lower down, arms wide, lift them up. Slowly bring them down, and then tall as you come back up. Now you'll notice I'm gonna keep my lats down, so my shoulder blades pinned down as I go through this, and especially as I lift back up. So that's gonna really engage more of the back muscle into what we're doing. It's gonna help your core stay additionally active into the motion. Once again, tall at the top. We got about 10 seconds. Our third movement will be a curtsy to a bicep curl. We'll go finished with this in 3, in 2, in 1. Third movement, curtsy to a bicep curl. We're gonna get started in 3, in 2, in 1. Weights are at your side. Take one foot back and a little to the side. Lower down. As you come up, little bicep curl. Weights come back down, switch your sides. Okay, so take your time. Work the balance of this movement out. Your foot in front. This is your power foot. So I want all your body's weight to sit on that foot as you come down, that heel. Push up through that heel as you come up. 3, 2, 1. Final movement is 15 seconds. This is gonna be our renegade row, plank position, starting in 3, in 2, in 1. We're gonna pull in, squeeze the shoulder blades behind us. Okay, we're trying to keep the body as still as possible. Your more manageable option, knees are here, hips are under, and we're still getting core activity. 2, 1, and rest. So that is round number 1, ladies and gentlemen. We got 5 rounds to work it through here. Get yourself a quick sip of water. Hopefully this has really helped you get an understanding for what the movements are. And now as we get through it in our following rounds, let's see if maybe tempo can increase along the way. Get my quick sip of water. I'll give all of us about another 20 seconds of rest. All right, so less than 10. We're gonna start with our frontal squats. Grab those weights or body weight is okay. Frontal squat in 2, in 1. Squat it down, bring it up nice and tall. Inhale coming down, exhale going up. Now I'm gonna keep my eyes looking forward as I go up and down through here. I'm gonna feel that my chest is kind of lifted as I go up and down through here too. So we're thinking about kind of keeping some nice posture. You'll notice I still have a little tilt of my body as I go forward, coming down. As I come back up, I'm nice and tall, pushing through those heels. We got about 20 seconds. This is our long one. This is our 1-minute move. Abs tight. The more we can work, the more we get out of this. We got less than 10. We'll go finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. 10 seconds rest, second movement coming up. Single leg deadlift to the fly. We'll switch the legs on each. 3, 2, 1. Bring it down and balance. Arms wide, control it down. Pin your shoulder blades down here before you lift. Switch. Control coming down. Shoulder blades are still pinned. Now I'm gonna lift, squeeze the back muscles, release, and stay tall at the top. All right, same thing with our balance that we worked on in our warm-up. Focus the eyes, tighten the belly. Use those as additional ways to improve. Okay, finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. Third movement, curtsy to a bicep curl. Weights are down at our sides. I'm gonna give you a side angle this time. Start in 3, in 2, in 1. Little curl at the top. Once again, that foot in front is doing the work. Heel in front is my power option. This is a shorter one. We got 30 seconds with our curtsy curls. Then we go to the floor for those renegade rows for 15 seconds at that finish. Finish with these in 3, in 2, in 1. Come down to the floor. Weights underneath you or body weight is fine. Feet wide, plank position. We start in 3, in 2, in 1. Pull an elbow up, Squeeze the shoulder behind you as you do. Once again, more manageable options. I'm on the knees, hips are underneath. Pulling through that. Finished up in 3, in 2, and rest and recover. 2 down, 3 remaining. You're doing great out there. Quick sip of water. Let's continue to fine tune what we're doing. Feel these movements. Practice using your heels with a lot of our leg strength. All right, folks, we'll reset the clock. We'll get ourselves started in 10. Frontal squats, 1 minute. Weights up in front of the shoulders, elbows lifted. Start in 3, in 2, in 1. Squat it down, push through those heels as you come back up. My eyes are focused in front. My chest is a little lifted. And lastly, my abs are a little tight. So staying in your zone throughout this, right? We want to get to a point of discomfort. We want to challenge the body as we're working out. Without any challenge, there is no change that can take place. Got 20 seconds through these squats. All right, last 10 seconds. Once again, I invite you to go deeper if you got it in you. Finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. Second movement, single leg deadlift, fly at the bottom. Practice your balance. Weights down, we start in 3, in 2, in 1. Tilt into it, arms wide, come up tall. Give me a little switch of the legs at the top. All right, nicely done. We're feeling those back muscles through the lift. Peel the shoulders down, come back tall. 20 seconds. Inhale coming down, exhale coming up. 10 seconds. Inhale down, exhale up. Finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. Third movement, curtsy to bicep curl. Give you that front angle. We got 30 seconds with these. Starting in 3, in 2, in 1. So you'll notice with my foot, I'm not going straight back to a lunge, and I'm not going way over to the side. I'm going to like a middle ground, right? Maybe at that 45-degree angle. Using that heel in front. Standing tall at the top, feeling good. Our final movement on this set brings us down to the floor, so get ready. Finished in 3, in 2, in 1. Renegade rows, come down to the floor. Hands under shoulders, feet nice and wide. We start in 3, in 2, in 1. Pull in, release smoothly down. Now, a great key to this movement, I don't want my body lifting a lot through here. I'm trying to keep my hips and my body still. 3, 2, 1. That's good. We got 3 down. We got 2 remaining. Everybody, you're doing great work out there. Give yourself a little bit of a high five. I'm going to come through with like a virtual high five right here. It goes to my main man, Travis, showing up to classes for the first time this week. I love it. I got Sonia, my COVID regular out here. Ready, Sonia? Corner shot. Very good. Tina, we're going to do a little bottom corner shot for you. Very good. And then Deepa, the newest member of the team, you get a double. All right, everybody. That's enough of me fooling around. We got 2 rounds to go. Let me reset my clock. Get those weights in hand. We'll start in 10. Whoop. Not quite. All right, now we're starting at 10. Frontal squats. We got 2 rounds. Let's focus in. Starting in 3, in 2, in 1. Elbows up, eyes up. Good. When you stand up, breathe out. Use those heels. Feeling the back of the feet coming down, pushing through the back of those feet coming up. Doing good work, folks. Keep that focus. Keep that belly tight, right? Tight bellies. Engage those core muscles. We want to build our core. Got about 10 seconds remaining. Last few. After this, single leg deadlifts with the fly. Finished in 3, in 2, in 1. Keep those weights down. Keep your shoulder blades pinned down during this move. Single leg deadlift starts in 3, in 2, in 1. Come on down. Arms fly up, then tall at the top. Awesome, folks. Find your balance through a tight belly and through focused eyes. Now, hopefully at this point, you're really recognizing that your body is starting to balance better. Now, we've got a lot of practice on these movements now under our belt. We got ourselves about 10 seconds remaining. It's curtsy to bicep curls that follow. Get finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. Keep those weights down. Curtsy, bicep curl. I'm gonna start getting a little sun in my eyes over here. We're gonna start in 3, in 2, in 1. Good curtsy, little curl, little switch. Think same thing where my eyes continue to focus in front of me. My chest continues to be lifted as I go through here. So when I say chest lifted, it also means when I lift my chest, my shoulder blades come back and down. Practice that. Last few, in 3, in 2, in 1. Come down to the floor, renegade rows, feet wide. 15 seconds. Let's get started in 3, in 2, in 1. Pull in, smooth coming down. That option, you can be on the knees. If you're here, butt is not back, butt is under and tight as we pull in and release slowly. 3, 2, and 1. Nicely done, folks. We got our final set remaining here. Quick sip of water for you. Now, as we finish our final set, we're going to go through the same motions, but then at the back end, we're going to automatically tap in to a 30-second mountain climber as our finisher. So be prepared for that. We've got one more exercise that gets tacked on to our final round here. I'm going to reset our clock one more time. We've got 10 seconds. We start out with those frontal squats one last time. Weights up in front of you. Feet should be shoulder width apart. 2, 1. Sit into that squat. Come up nice and tall. Inhale down. Exhale up. Good. Tight bellies. You're starting to burn out. Maybe you're going halfway. Even if you're doing a halfway squat, I still want you to find and feel those heels underneath you working. We got ourselves about 20 seconds. If you're feeling good, push your pace right now. Why don't you start going a little lower? Start pushing up with a little more pop in your step. We got 10 more seconds. We'll go finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. Second movement, single leg deadlift with the fly. Hands down at your sides. Shoulders pinned back. That means chest up. 3, 2, 1. Control it down. Give me that smooth fly. Nice and tall at the top. Every time you come back up, squeeze your butt in that leg that's down on the floor, that foot connected to the floor, to really engage the back of the leg. I'm gonna come up, I'm gonna breathe out. We got about 10 seconds left here. We'll go into the curtsy after this, curtsy to the bicep curl. Go finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. Third movement standing, curtsy to the curl. Weights down at your sides, 30 seconds. We get started in 3, in 2, in 1. Knock it out. That foot in front is your power, right? So you push up through that leg in front, through that heel in front. Doing excellent, everybody. Find that zone. Maybe you push up with a little more strength at the top of these. We go into the floor after this for our final 2 and 1. That's good. Come down to the floor, plank position. Renegade rows from here, starting in 3, in 2, in 1. Keep that body still. Minimize lifting side to side. Trying to face the floor and control the up and down. 3, 2, and 1. All right. Now, as we finish up, 30 seconds of mountain climbers. So hands underneath shoulders. We start in 3, in 2, in 1. Bring the knees in. We want those hands located right under the shoulders. And those knees coming up towards the hands. If you're feeling good, you might start pushing pace. If you're kind of feeling it, like I am, you're controlling what you do. Last few, everybody. We go finished up in 3, in 2. Bend your knees, rest, recover. Woo! We're getting there, folks. We are getting there. You are well beyond your halfway point in the workout. Pat yourself on the back. High five somebody that you love around you. Pet a dog or a cat, you name it. Whatever you want to do here. All right, folks, so I'm going to demo your next 4 movements. Each of these movements are done on each side. So they're going to be single-sided movements that we're going to do on both sides of the body. We're doing it Tabata style. If you're not familiar with Tabata style, this means 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. We do that with 8 exercises, so our 4 split up into 2s apiece. We're gonna do that cycle 3 total times. Our first exercise, we're gonna be on the floor, side of our body. This is all core, by the way. Side plank position has my elbow underneath my shoulder. Top arm is up. I'm gonna rotate under and open at the top. Okay, so practicing a little rotation and then opening with that rotation as well at the top. So that would be exercise number 1 as well as number 2 when we switch to the second side. Exercises 3 and 4, I'm gonna be on my back. I'm gonna have my hands overhead. I'm gonna reach opposite hand to opposite foot on one side only. Okay, as I come up, I'm gonna breathe out, release back down. We do that on both the sides, then we turn back around and we go back to our bird dog. And we're gonna go with our bird dog to a pulse here. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. I'm gonna lift up and I'm gonna hold, and I'm just gonna simply do a little pulse of lifting that hand and foot up another inch or 2, never lowering them back down into the floor until we're finished. And then our final movement on each side, we go back to being on our back. We're gonna have our hands down at the sides. We're gonna start with our knees in. We're gonna rotate over to one side, bringing the knee over, and then come back to this point where both the knees are tucked on top of the hips. Then we'll switch over to the opposite side for our second round. Hopefully that is clear. Once again, we got 3 rounds of this, so you will have some opportunity to kind of practice and fine-tune this over time. Let's go ahead and get started. 10 seconds is where we'll start. Side plank position. So either hand or shoulder, or elbow under shoulder. 3, 2, and 1. I'm gonna rotate under, lifting my hips, and then as I come back up, I'm gonna open that arm right above the shoulder at the top. Now, option, you can have your bottom knee on the floor here, and you can still work through this rotation. Okay, we're gonna switch our sides in 3, in 2, in 1. Go ahead and simply switch it over. Once again, it's 10 seconds of break between each movement, 20 seconds for each movement. 3, 2, 1, begin on the next side, rotating under and opening at that top point. Once again, more manageable option. Bottom knee to the floor, right? I'm still gonna lift my hips as I come under. I'm still gonna open at the top. 3, 2, and 1. From here, onto your back, arms overhead. Opposite hand reaching for opposite foot on one side only. We start in 3, in 2, in 1. As you come up, breathe out. Control coming down. Come up, breathe out. Control coming down. Okay, finished on this side in 3, in 2, in 1. We stay right here. We're gonna just simply switch to that next side. We'll get started in 3, in 2, in 1. Now, I love to always talk about the control coming down, right? Nice and slow. A big extension of the hand and the leg away from the body gives us more challenge into what we're doing. Finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. Turn yourself around, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. This is our bird dog pulse. Lift and begin in 3, 2, 1. So I'm lifted and I'm just doing a small pulse with both the hand and the leg together. I'm feeling my shoulder behind me. I'm feeling my butt up above, doing some lifting and controlling down. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Our second side gets started here momentarily. Let's begin opening up in 3, 2, 1. Control up, control down, a couple inches at most. As you lift up, breathe out. Finished up in 3, 2, 1. Turn around, go onto your back. This is gonna be our rotation to one side only. We're gonna start with our knees above our hips, hands down on the floor. 3, 2, 1. My bottom leg extends straight. My top knee bends across. Come back up, both knees above your hips. Do it again, same side. Bottom leg extends out. We twist to one side and we bring it back in. Finished on this side in 3, 2, and 1. Rest right here, knees up, our finish point, and we go to our next side. We're gonna start in 3, in 2, in 1. Rotate and then back into those knees above the hips at the top. Once again, as you turn, that bottom leg straightens out away from the body. And then we crunch right back into where we start. Finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. Rest, recover. That is round number 1 of your Tabata. Hopefully a little bit of learning was happening through there. Hopefully your body's got some recognition of what we're doing. We've got 2 more rounds of that, and then we'll be wrapped up with our day here, folks. All right, get that quick water break. We're gonna get right back into that next round. We're gonna start in 10 seconds. So we're gonna go side plank as our starter. Side plank with the rotations. Elbow or hand under shoulders in 2, in 1. Rotate under, lifting the hips. Open up. Feel that hand right above the shoulder at the top. Control the rotation down. Nice lift coming back up. Go finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. Let's simply flip it, opposite side. Once again, set yourself up. You got that option to be on the bottom knee if necessary. 3, 2, 1. Rotate under, open at that top point. And I'm feeling my core muscles twisting me under and opening me at the top. All right, let's go finished on this side in 3, in 2, in 1. Go onto your back, Arms overhead, opposite hand reaching for an opposite foot above you. We start in 3, in 2, in 1. One side only. Right, lift up, breathe out. Control coming down. Lift up, breathe out. Control coming down. Finished in 3, in 2, in 1. We got 10 seconds break. We go to our next side to follow. Keep those arms outstretched. We're opening our body as we recover. 3, 2, 1. Opposite side. Once again, you lift up, you breathe out, and slow extension coming back to the floor. When we finish this, we're going to turn towards the floor. 3, 2, 1. Turn yourself around, facing the floor. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Bird dog pulse. 3, 2, 1. Small, slow pulse. Let's feel those back body muscles, shoulders, glutes, even low back, nice and active here. As you lift up, breathe out. 3, 2, 1. Come down. Second side. Same thing. When you're lifting in the pulse, practice a breath out. 3, 2, begin. Lift, control down. Okay, feel the back muscle. Maybe you can even feel your abs stretching a little bit underneath you through this. 3, 2, 1. Go onto your back. Knees up above your hips is your start point. Hands down into the floor below you. Turning to one side in 3, in 2, in 1. So as you rotate over, bottom leg extends, and then we pull everything back into the top. If you want to work on your breathing, you lift up, breathe out. 3, 2, 1. Stay here. Knees above you as your recovery point. I want you to push your low back down for a quick moment. Next side starts in 3, in 2, in 1. So find that nice rotation, that bottom leg extension. And then right back to that top point. Go finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. That is good, everybody. You got one, count them, 1 round remaining in your workout. Now, we're going to make sure we just keep that heart rate a little more elevated. We're going to go right into our final round right here. Starting in 10 seconds, we're going to be side planking with that rotation. Your option is to be on that bottom knee. 3, 2, let's begin. Rotate under, open up high. As you open at the top, breathe out. Finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. Let's turn it, let's switch it, flip it. Once again, elbow under shoulder for shoulder safety. 3, 2, 1. Rotate under. Breathe out and lift. Three, 2, and 1. All right, from here onto your back, arms overhead. Opposite hand reaching towards opposite foot above you. We start in 3, in 2, in 1. Give me one side only. Remember, as you lift up, we're breathing out. We have a slow extension coming back to the floor. Finished in 3, in 2, in 1. Stay here. Second side coming up. Once again, breath out as we lift. Big extension coming down. 3, 2, begin. So you'll notice as I'm lifting up, my head's lifted a little bit with my body. We turn into the floor next in 3, in 2, in 1. Turn around, bird dog position. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Pulsing at the top. 3, 2, 1. Control the up and down. As you lift up, breathe out. 3, excuse me, not quite. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Second side coming up. Right towards the end, folks. Give me your best as we finish here. Lift and pulse in 3, 2, 1. Begin. Lift up, breathe out. Last few. Finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. Onto your back. We've got our twisting kicks to finish this out. And then we've got cardio before we're done. 3, 2, begin. Twist over, bottom leg extends. Knees right back above the hips at the top. Good. When you come back to the top, what do? We breathe out. Just like we've been practicing for each of these core movements. Three, 2, 1, rest. Okay, second side coming up. Then we'll go cardio, starting in 3, in 2, in 1. Rotate over, bring it in. Work on that bottom leg, really reaching out. Doing great, folks. Last few. Let's go finished up in 3, in 2, in 1. Now, you are not completely done yet. I need you to turn towards the floor. I need you to get into that mountain climber. We've got 30 seconds of mountain climbers before we are done. We're gonna start in 3, in 2, in 1. Bring those knees in. Breathe out every time a knee comes up. This is the end of your workout. If you want to push pace, start giving me a little bit of a jog through there. If you need to take a break, you can take a small breather, bending those knees, then keep coming up. Last 10 seconds. We go finished up in 3, in 2, bend your knees, rest, recover. Woo! Nice job, everybody. You done well. It's an opportunity to get some water. We're gonna cool down. We're gonna do a little bit of stretching. Give yourself a little bit of downtime here. All right, so as we start our stretches, I want you to go ahead and lie down on your back. And we're gonna start by bringing your right leg straight up, your hands behind that leg. I'm gonna take my foot and I'm gonna flex it, so I'm going to pull the toes towards me, and I'm getting to a point of moderate discomfort in the back of this hamstring here. I'm not pushing it too intensely, but something where I'm feeling it. Now, this is a great time to slow and to deepen your breathing. Find a nice big inhale, find a nice long exhale. Now, keeping this leg up, I want you to just bring it a little bit over to your left side. Okay, so I've gone about 1 foot over to my left side, and I'm gonna start moving my foot around a little bit as I'm holding this leg up still. The mobility of the foot, very, very important for us. And this is a great way to feel a lot of small muscles getting some extra stretching along the way. All right, let's go ahead and gently release this leg down. We're gonna do the same thing on the left side, left leg straight up, hands behind that leg. We're gonna pull the toes in, so I'm flexing that foot. And I'm at a point of moderate discomfort in my stretch. Make sure my neck muscles are relaxed. Please keep your neck muscles relaxed, loose. Find that nice, deeper, slower breathing. And now that leg going about 1 foot over to the right side. Now just continuing to feel moderate stretch. I've gotten playful with the foot now. I'm feeling those different small muscles of the ankle and the feet opening. Go 3, 2, and 1. All right, from here, go ahead and sit up with me. We're gonna bring the bottoms of the feet together. We're gonna get into our butterfly stretch here. So I want you to just be kind of nice and tall in your seat. I want you to push your knees down towards the floor and breathe, right? Big inhales. Let's find a nice, long, slow exhale. Man, I am in a special place out here. If you guys have not been to Wyoming, I would really, really highly recommend it. It is one of my kind of places that it just holds a special place in my heart. I have a dear friend out here, and as I'm breathing right now, you can get that smell of the pines around you. Feels like good fresh air. I know in California, we've been dealing with those fires for a while. Might be better to be inside, but if you guys can ever get an opportunity to come out to Wyoming, I highly, highly recommend it. There's the Grand Tetons National Park out here, full of different trails. Right next to that is Yellowstone. Let's go ahead and get into a half kneeling position next. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have my left knee down on the floor. I'm gonna have my right foot out in front of me. And you'll notice with my right leg, it's not out to the side. I wanna line it up. So I'm gonna get my knee and my ankle and my hip all in kind of one good straight line. I'm gonna bring my left arm up. I'm gonna squeeze my butt on that left side. Once again, I'm gonna breathe, right? Deeply and slowly. So, fun few facts about Wyoming for you guys. It is the least populated state in the United States. Also, fun fact, 97% of the land in Wyoming is national land. It is not privately owned. So there's tons of open land out here. There's tons of forest, a lot of animals. Let's go ahead and bring that arm down. Let's switch to our right knee being on the floor. Left foot is out in front of me. I'm gonna find my balance here. I'm gonna line that knee, ankle, and hip up, and then bringing that right arm up, squeezing my butt on the right side. So Sarah and I have been adventuring around through the national parks. Like I said yesterday, we were in Yellowstone for a couple of days. We've been on the hunt for various animals. Most elusive animal so far is the moose. We have not found our moose yet, but I think we will coming up. We saw some black bears the other day, just eating some berries out of the woods there. We saw tons of buffalo, migratory levels of buffalo out in the fields. I'm telling you, special place, really, really cool opportunity to get outside, to see nature as maybe it was quite a long time ago before we created more of our cities. Let's bring that hand down. We're gonna come down into a comfortable position for you. So for me, that's sitting back onto my heels, but it may just be here where kind of cross-legged position here as well. But get into a good comfortable position in your seat. We're gonna do a little bit of neck roll. So I want you to move your head around in one direction 3 to 4 times slowly. I want you to find that breathing, find your quiet space, keeping the shoulders relaxed, and switch. Rotate to the opposite side through here. All right, give me one more roll. Excellent. As we finish up today, go ahead and open up your forearms. I'm gonna extend my arm out. I'm gonna pull my fingers back towards my body to open that forearm here. Once again, I'm staying relaxed in the shoulders. I'm getting some nice, deep, slow breathing. Nice big inhale, nice big exhale. Let's go ahead and switch it on over. And once again, some reminders we've talked about pretty consistently with a lot of these talks is opportunities to get outside of our stressful environments, whether that be a city or sitting at our computers or that. They do an incredible job of bringing our stress hormones down, and that really allows our bodies to regulate things more consistently, including our metabolism, including our sleep patterns. Even if you can't make it out to Wyoming, get yourself into places where you do get away from things. I know Tina loves to go hiking in the back mountains right behind her, kind of east side San Jose. Identify those areas that are special to you and make time to get away and to be out and enjoy what surrounds us, this earth around us. Everybody, thank you for joining me today.